What is the difference between a calculated column and a calculated measure? In data modeling, particularly in tools like Power BI or Excel, a calculated column and a calculated measure serve different purposes and are used in different contexts. A calculated column is added to a table and performs row-by-row calculations. This means that the calculation happens for each individual row, and the result is stored in the table similar to any other column. On the other hand, a calculated measure is used to perform calculations on the fly, typically in the context of aggregations or summarizations. Measures are dynamic and respond to the filters applied to the data model. They don't store values in the table, but instead compute results as needed. More details about the differences. Let's look at this table below and compare them by definitions. Storage, calculation timing, and usage. A calculated column is created by adding a new column to a table using a DAX formula, which calculates a value for each row. Meanwhile, a calculated measure is a dynamic calculation that uses DAX formula logic to perform aggregations, comparisons, or complex calculations based on the data model and is not stored as a physical column but as a logical definition in the Power BI model. Calculated columns are physically stored within the table structure of the underlying data model in Power BI, while calculated measures are not stored in the table structure. Instead, they are part of the Power BI model and exist as definitions within the model file. The calculation for calculated columns occurs during data refresh or loading processes, and once computed, the values are stored persistently in the table. Meanwhile, calculated measures are computed dynamically at query runtime, adjusting calculations based on the context of the report, including filters, slicers, and user interactions. Calculated columns are useful for static calculations that need to be referenced frequently within the same table, such as calculating margins or combining columns. Meanwhile, calculated measures are ideal for creating dynamic aggregations, key performance indicators, or any calculation that needs to adapt to different levels of aggregation or context within reports. That's it. Hope you'll learn something.